What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Artists on Artists, and I'm excited to announce that I have a very special guest today. It is Jacob Letman. But before I bring him on stage, I do have fun facts about Jacob. Jacob started his entertainment career in Billings, Montana, where he worked as a sports broadcaster for men's and women's NCAA basketball for 5 years. During that time in Montana, he also worked as a sports anchor and reporter for the KTVQ News, and additionally as an MC for the Billings Wolves, which is a professional arena football team. It was around 2015 when Jacob moved to Newport Beach. That was when he started his professional acting career, where he started training at Del Mar Media Arts. And that's where he studied scene study, improv, voiceover, dialect, and commercial acting. So Jacob has a very impressive resume. He has worked on over 100 projects, all including commercial, film, television, and print. His most frequent casting is in a commercial, and he commonly gets casted to play a fun loving dad. He has one SAG credit role for a reporter on the film titled Star People, which is going to be later released this year, 2024. While he was younger, Jacob grew up loving movies and kind of fast forwarding into his adult life. He has a few favorite movies that he enjoys: Lord of the Rings trilogy, Gladiator, Miracle, Braveheart, which is also my favorite, and then The Legend of Beggar Vance, A Knight's Tale, and Good Will Hunting. Good Will Hunting is also one of my favorites. He also does have two degrees as well, where he got one, the Gulf Academy of America, which is his associates in business management, and then Montana State University Billings, where he got another degree, which would be in Bachelor of Arts in Communications. So, without further ado, guys, here is Jacob Letman.
You already made.
Jacob,
Hey, what's
what,
up,
what-
man?
what's up, brother? I just want to say, man, really quick, thank you so much for joining me on this episode, man. But what were you gonna say just now?
I was gonna say you already made me sound cool, and I haven't even shown up yet.
I'm trying, bro. Thank you, man. And you are cool. That's the thing, bro. There is no gimmick with this. You are cool. When you sent me your actor's profile or your bio, I was reading it and I was like, dang, bro, very impressive. I've had an opportunity to work with you on a few commercials, some golfing commercials. Not only did you give me some pointers and tips, but it was very dope to meet you and get to know you, who you are off screen, but more importantly, who you are off screen, bro.
Yeah, man, right back at you. And I just want to say thanks for having me, Martin. You're truly you're a good man, and as we were talking about earlier, the world needs as many good men as as it can possibly get. And I'm happy to know you. We worked on that's right. We worked as baseball players together
That's right.
on
Yep.
MLB commercial. That was
Mhm.
fun. And then yeah, we're in the goofy hats for the Lululemon golf shoot. So
That's right.
but yeah, before we dive into anything else, man, just like I really appreciate and value good people with kind hearts, and you're that. And so I'm happy to be a part of this, and I know it's going to go far.
Man, thank you so much, bro. I want to say that the way you feel about me is the exact same way I feel about you, bro. It is all about building your circle, building your book of business, as you may know, as being performers in the entertainment world and show business. It is kind of difficult to find the people who not only have the right mindset, but are also rooting for you and supporting for you as well. As like I said, let me rewind just a little bit. We're all hustling. We're all trying to get it on our own at the same time. But I feel like should you want to go with the team, you go a lot further. And if you want to go solo, that is a way to get fat, like to get there faster. But what's more important? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, I feel the exact same, man.
Very well said. And one of the things about the entertainment industry is that there's a lot of um, I don't want to put anyone down, but there's a lot of look at me in this industry,
Hmm.
and it's there's also a lot of competitiveness, and really our society as a whole kind of breeds that competitiveness. And um, I'm all about helping people up the ladder, and
Absolutely.
so people. One thing that I've learned is that people like to do business with people that they like, and yeah, if you're a good person with a kind heart and you care about people, there's enough work for all of us to succeed. And so, yeah, man, I'm all about that team and about uplifting people and feasting together.
Absolutely, bro. And very well said yourself, man. So, first question, where were you born?
I was born in Chicago, actually,
Okay.
and I lived there until I was 5. And then when I was 5, my mom took an internship in the booming town of Lander, Wyoming, population of 7,000 people. She fell in love with it out there, and so we ended up staying. And so it was interesting. I grew up in the country, Lander, Wyoming, but my dad and his side of the family were all in Chicago. So I'd spend about a month of my year out in Chicago. So I grew up with a little bit of city and a little bit of country, and overall, yeah, it was nice. I felt like it gave me a good balance and a lot of perspective on things.
Very cool, bro. And then I know you mentioned in your bio you started very young, getting into the performing arts, and it wasn't later until your adult years until you took it professionally. When did you know that you wanted to be an artist or be a performer?
Yeah, so my other love is golf. Big golf nerd, and so in high school, I started in videography, and I did that for 3 years, and I kind of ended up my junior and senior year like the head of the videography department, and it was a ton of fun working with friends, producing different fun skits, and we had a thing called Tiger News at our high school, and we would put on this news segment. So I helped produce and direct that, and it was just fun being on camera. And then fast forward when I went to college, I went on a golf scholarship, and I had to get a degree in something, and I had no idea what I was going to do. But my other love is entertainment, and so I went with communications, and that opened up the door for me to um, get into sports broadcasting for my college, which was a great experience. Had a lot of fun with that. And then a door opened up to go to the news and work as an anchor and a reporter.
That's
I
very cool, bro.
Yeah, I
That's
love
cool.
the on camera part of that.
Mhm.
Not so much the behind the scenes because it's a ton of work. And so then when I moved to California, that's when I started taking acting classes, and I just kept going with it.
What was it your first time stepping in front of the camera?
So I sent you one of those pictures, and my first ever booked job, paying job, was with acting was for Tipsy Elves, and I was modeling, I guess, but I wore modeling a bunch of these Tipsy Elves Christmas like funny parody sweaters and stuff, and I was super nervous, but I got paid $100 an hour, and I was like, you know what, this is great. I had a lot of fun, met some good people.
Yeah, no, I feel like getting your first opportunity to do that is definitely nerve wracking, whether it's modeling, anything like stepping in front of the camera. I know my
Totally.
first time, it was still very nerve wracking and sometimes still is, to be honest, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
What was it like your first year auditioning, bro?
Oh man, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. I have a lot of appreciation for the casting director that was in the room with me. It was actually my first audition was for the role of a sports broadcaster. So I'm thinking, yeah, I know all about sports broadcasting. I'll be ready to go. It's in LA. I go in, there's a ton of people in the room, seasoned people putting on makeup, testing voices, and I'm like, man, what am I doing here? So I go into the room, and casting director gives me something to improv, and I just kept talking. It was terrible. He was so nice. He's like, okay, that's good. We'll let you know. Cut me off. I didn't get the job. It was a brutal audition, but you get better with time.
So, what are a few ways, and I love that you say you get better with time. I agree. What are a few resources in your toolbox that you use to get better with auditionings and feeling more comfortable in front of the camera?
Yeah, I mean, just as much exposure that you can get. If you're just starting out, taking classes, improv is excellent. And especially because not only you're there, you're performing, but you're also sitting back and you're watching your peers do it also. So
Mhm.
you learn so much in that environment. And then you're going to be nervous with auditions at first, but you just keep going and you learn and you gain more confidence. And I try to, after an audition, I come home, I do a little bit of journaling, debriefing about what I thought went well and what I could have improved on, and then you just make your peace with it, and just know that there's going to be more opportunities moving forward.
Absolutely, bro. Very well said. I know we also had read in your bio that you get cast a lot or typecast a lot for playing the father or the dad.
I do. I do.
Yeah.
And I'm not a dad. I'm a dog dad.
Okay. Okay.
So that's funny, but I've had countless wives and children at this point on screen. And um, people tell me you look trustworthy, you sound trustworthy, and I believe I am. But I guess that just I exude that, and so I end up as that dad role quite a bit, and I'm okay with it. It's fun. It's fun.
No, absolutely, bro. And I feel like you fall in that category very well. I would say you're also very trustworthy and very fun to work with. But being that you get typecast a lot for playing a dad, what's one role that you would want to try that you haven't been cast for?
Man, I love film. I love it. I love the storytelling, and my favorite thing about acting is character creation, scene study, and um, you know, when it comes to character creation, you're creating the backstory of that character and why they would create the actions or make the actions choose to do the things that they do. Um, and so, and I've always loved pirates, random, but when I was growing up, I was a pirate for Halloween probably like 10 years in a row.
Sick.
And so, if I could be a pirate in a film or a series, I would be absolutely stoked about that.
That'd be sick. Being a pirate, that'd be cool. Something like Pirates of the Caribbean, like
Absolutely.
that heavy on the makeup and the costumes. That'd be
Yeah, I'd
sick.
be all for it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be badass, bro. And I could see you doing something like that as well, bro. So let's say who's somebody that you would want to work with that you haven't had an opportunity to act with in the film industry.
So are we talking like celebrity crush type of person, or are we talking about just anyone in general?
Well, let's go with celebrity. Let's do both. Let's go with celebrity, and then let's go with just anybody.
Okay. Yeah. So celebrity, yeah, my favorite actor is Christian Bale, and it's tough. There's so many different actors that you can appreciate for different parts of their craft.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
but yeah, Christian Bale, just because of the character range that he's able to portray,
Mhm.
it's so vast, and he does such a great job of going down the rabbit hole and creating these extensive characters, and I find it fascinating. And so, if I could work alongside him just to witness him in his element and see how his process is, I would love that. And because no one else is coming to mind right now, man, I'm gonna say, Martin, that I would love to work with you on some sort of film production. It would
That'd
be
be
a
tight, bro.
blast.
That'd be
Yeah,
fun. Absolutely,
yeah.
bro. And
Um,
you know how it works like within this industry. We'll more than likely get an opportunity to do that, bro. We've already been, I think, on 2 or 3 commercials together, so I feel like
yeah,
it's only a matter of time.
definitely. And we have a lot of commercial work out here in Arizona, but let's keep pushing for more of those film productions.
It might have to be if we can't get an audition, bro. This is also another thing I want to emphasize on. Like if we're not seeing it be created or we're in between jobs right now, like we can find the time, the flexibility to fit it within our schedule to just shoot something ourselves.
Yes,
You
I'm
know,
all about
I'm sure
that.
we know we have friends who are videographers. We have people who can write a little script. We can get a
Yeah,
group of actors together and shoot scenes for a weekend. Like, what do
I
you
would.
need on your reel? I'm down
Yep,
to act counterpart to help your reel out, and then vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
100%,
And
man.
I feel like
I'm
that
all
way,
about it.
yeah, and I feel like that way we'll not only be more comfortable with each other on screen, but yeah, we'll be creating our own opportunities. You know, I know I'm somebody who needs to update my demo reel too, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too. It's on my list to do this summer. But yeah, man, let's do it. Let's do it. That's one of the great things too about this industry, and all the creatives, all the people that you meet, and all the people that you have on your podcast and are going to continue to have, and they're all passionate about something a little bit different, and
Hmm.
we're all always looking to create something special. And so, yeah, let's do it.
That's part of the reason why I wanted to kind of put together this podcast. As you know, we were kind of talking briefly before we started shooting this episode. I'm not a podcaster, bro. I don't really know how to interview people. I also enjoy acting and I love films too, and I'm part of that as well. But I want to bring the people that I also enjoy, whom I haven't worked with, that I want them to come and drop value, and then of course people that I have worked with. So I am working on building it with friends right now. So I'm thankful
Yeah.
for yourself included and all of the other artists that have came, because there's only been like a few people that haven't gotten back to me, but everybody like other than that have been like, yeah, dude, let's do it. What time, what day? And I'm like, dude, that's
Yeah.
so sick, you know. Um,
Bro, you
so I,
right
yeah,
now, you are a podcaster, 100%.
yeah,
You're doing it, and
yeah,
this is it, and it'll go as far as you want to take it.
absolutely, bro. And I want to take it as far as God wants me to take it. He knows my reasons behind this. Sometimes I may truthfully lose track of that because I'm focused on the next episode or focusing on making sure everything is clear. Like I'd mentioned to you before we were shooting this episode that I don't even have intro videos. So there's still things that I got to work on, but I don't mind, like, I don't know if exposing myself is the right word, but kind of posting them with errors. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Yeah.
want it to be in front of you guys and I want you guys to see me fail and get better. Because I feel like that's what it's about. You know what I mean?
Man, well said, and that's good for me to hear because, and it's funny. Um, I was with another actress yesterday, and she said, "Messy progress is always better than no progress." And sometimes I'm guilty of getting into my head of being more of a perfectionist.
Mm.
But good for you, man. Seriously, that's a healthy perspective. You're diving in the deep end and you're figuring it out as you go. And um, people like you, man, and they want to see you succeed. And so, yeah,
Well, I like
it's
people as much as
important.
they like me, man. You know what I'm saying? I got
Yeah,
a lot of love to give, and that's just, and that's the thing. Like with the characters that I've played, I feel like the first few characters you get cast for, people will kind of see you as that type of person,
yeah,
especially if you get typecast a lot for the same role, same like demographic, whatever it may be. People may seem like or may think that you're also like this off screen. It's
yeah.
complete
That's so
opposite.
true.
I
I
also
know.
wanted to rewind a little bit. You had mentioned about doing some backstory, doing some character breakdown. So I do got another question for you. What do you think is more important, knowing your lines or knowing your character?
100% knowing your character. And I, when I'm going over a script, I'll read the script without thinking of the character first, just to get a brief overview of what's going on, and then from there, I dive into the character creations. And one of the things that I was taught that really stuck with me that helped is you first list out the givens of that character. Whatever it is that for certain. So age, where they live, what they do as a career, if they're in a relationship, who their parents or siblings are, whatever the givens are, right? You write those down, and then from there, you start to dive into the scenes and look at what's happening and start to create the backstory of what did this character go through in their life to react this way in this situation, and what is it that they want, what are their aspirations, what are they trying to achieve. And if you do a great job of creating that, and the deeper down the rabbit hole you go, um, the more that the lines will make sense. And I've found the more that the lines just flow then, because I'm like, these make sense with the character. And then you're also thinking about your lines attached to those inspirations or circumstances that would have your character say those things. So,
Okay.
um, yeah.
When do you think would be the right moment to input some improvising?
So like in a scene,
Yep.
improvising.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, so I was really fortunate. I actually just wrapped on a music video like a week ago, and or we shot a couple weeks ago. But I worked with the director, and he was very open to collaborating on the character and the scenes, and he gave me a lot of leeway with um, my character creation. And so I think part of it's having the communication with the director in regards to what their vision is, and and then being able to express your ideas and find out how much leeway there is for you. And sometimes, if you're really passionate about it, you do it the way that the script is written, and then you say, you know what, I would like to try it again. I have something I would like to add to it, and you give it a shot. And if it makes it, great, and if not, that's okay too.
Heck yeah, bro. How do you know a scene went well?
I think I'm really hard on myself.
We all are,
So
bro. We all
I
are.
know, I
Yeah.
know. There's a lot of things, a lot of work that I've done that I've never watched because I just, I don't know. I would rather not be self-critical, I guess. It's like I showed
Mm.
up, I did my best, I'll leave it out there. Um, I think the longer that you've been a part of the industry, the more that you've worked on sets, the more that you've watched things, you start to train your perspective to view things from a different lens. So like once you learn about all this with character creation and just all of it, you see film through a different perspective. And so um, yeah, how do I guess other people, I let other people's feedback dictate how well it went.
No, very good, bro. And then what would you say, in your opinion, of course, what would you say makes a good scene partner?
Ooh, yeah. Great question.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Passion for one, how much they care about what they're doing, and you always hope to be linked up with people who are passionate about what they do, because if they're passionate, then they care, and if they care, then typically I've found they're more open to collaboration and feedback and working together. And man, that's where brilliance is born, just
Mhm.
in all of that, putting it all in the pot, mixing it up, and working through it together.
Yeah. No, honestly, that's good, bro. I feel like it is when within a scene, like let's say if we were me and you were doing a scene, I feel like it would be my job, yes, to come prepped. But once I'm ready to go, we're on, like we're about to perform. It's my job to make you shine as much as I can. If that's matching your tone, if you're coming in, let's say, for example, a little hot and you're giving me all the meat and potatoes of the scene, how am I going to be able to counteract that, balance that, to keep feeding you that? Because we're maybe do 25 takes, whatever it may be. We're exhausted, we're tired. So how are we able to like feed off of each other? I like diving into the meat and potatoes, the difficulty of it, because when I first started, and I'm sure for you, same thing. It was a lot of fun. The lights, the camera, the action.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got booked. Oh, I just got paid. As you kind of get more of these, you want to dive into it. Now it's the craft. Now this is
Yeah.
becoming a passion of mine. Now we need to exercise this. It's not all about just looking good and how you can just show up in a room. So that was something that I needed to kind of dive into.
Oh man, you nailed it. That's so well said, Martin. You're absolutely right. At first, it's the glam, and you're like, I'm doing it, and you're gaining some confidence, and then you get to see the finished product, and people are proud of you, and just, you're on the screen, and then the longer that you go at it, yeah, the more, just like with anything, I think
Mm.
it just evolves, and you want to, if you love it, you want to hone your craft, and you want to continue to level up and take it to the next level. And so you just hope to be matched up with those same kind of people with that same mindset.
Absolutely, bro. Is there anything that you're currently working on that you wanted to talk about, that you wanted to promote? I know there was a project where you had mentioned in your actor's bio that you got your SAG credit. First of all, congratulations on that.
Thanks.
That's not easy to obtain, as we know. So good on you for that, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And interestingly enough, that was just a few days ago that I shot that,
Pretty cool.
and it was a really fun experience. Here's the less glamorous side of the industry. I showed up on set. I had an 8 p.m. call time, and there were two other actors there that also had a scene that they were going to shoot right after mine.
Mhm.
And they were quick. They were quick scenes, just a couple lines. But we didn't go on until 2 in the morning, and
Dang,
so
dang.
we're tired. We're kind of in and out of sleep, and kind of a dirty trailer, which is all part of the experience. And it was just fun to be there. But um, you really gotta like what you do. It's not all glam, that's for sure. So anyway, so I just shot that. They're hoping to release that in the fall. That's their plan. And um, I have a few auditions out there, commercial stuff. Nothing set in stone right now. That was kind of like my last thing on the books for the time being. But how about you, man? Do you have anything that you're working on or coming up?
So recently I did The Tunnel, which shout out to Sean Barubi. I don't know if you know who that
I
is, but
Yeah.
Yeah, very awesome guy. He got me on that project, and I'm spacing on the other one, and I shouldn't. I can't remember, but one that I am excited for is the tunnel. I think right now for the trailer, which shout out to the whole cast and crew on that project, bro. I think it's on YouTube now and we're trending to do 70, 75, 75K.
Yeah,
I remember telling the director when he was DMing me, I was like, bro, this is gonna fly over 100,000. Just give it some time. He's like, bet,
yeah,
bro, and we're just hyping each other.
I love it.
But that should be coming out within the summertime. I think we're 100% done shooting it. He was saying because I had an opportunity to bring him onto the podcast as well, but he's just looking for distribution. So let it be
Yeah.
Netflix, Hulu, Tubi, HBO Max, wherever it can go. That's where he's gonna go ahead and ship it out to.
Let's go, man. What was your role in that?
Very cool. Something I never got to play. I was part of a special ops team,
Oh,
so it was
sick.
very
Dude,
cool. We
you're
were all.
perfect for that. You're
It was
such a
a.
good fit for that.
Hey,
You got the
thank you,
strong
bro.
jawline, man.
Thank you, bro. And with me and all my projects, I come up a little prep, like with a little bit of preparation on my end, but I just try to take direction as best I can. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So everything I do there, it's just listening and just following a lead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when you're like an extra or you're a supporting role. You know.
Yeah.
I also got a chance to network with Melanie Browning, another artist, another cool person that I had to bring, had an opportunity to bring on my podcast. She was part of the squad too, and I think she had a lead role in that project. So it's gonna be very cool to see all these people come together and just see it on the big screen, bro.
Oh, dude, I cannot wait to see it. You'll have to let me know when the premiere is. Are they going to do a
Absolutely.
premiere locally, do you
I
think?
have
Or
no
is it just
idea.
going to be.
So the
Okay.
director's from Chicago, which I was
Nice.
born in Chicago. I know you just mentioned you're from
There you
Chicago as
go.
well, so
Yeah.
that's kind of like I feel like that's how we click.
Yeah.
I hope he does something here. I don't know if he will or not, but if there is anything like that, number one, I'll absolutely let you know. And number two, bro, I plan on being there too because I want to meet everybody. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, for sure. That's the
Yeah,
fun part of it, you know. You put in the time, you put in the work,
yeah.
and then yeah, you get to revel in the success of the finished product.
It is, and networking is so key, bro. Because had I would have not, continued in this industry and then network and build, I probably wouldn't have known about this project. Like I mentioned, it was word of mouth that I got on this project. So
Yeah.
that's also the beauty about it too. Being honest, being trustworthy, like you were saying, people will want to work with you. Good business could clean millions, and I'm sure we've heard that before. But reoccurring business, you want to make sure that it's good so people can trust you, man. Hey, let's go. I'm gonna go work with Jacob. Like, is he a good person to work with? Absolutely. And then boom, now you may have an opportunity. So
Well said. And on the flip side of that too, you know, people don't easily forget when they don't have a good experience with someone, and so you just hope to, yeah, you hope not to end up in that category. And the more people that you can connect with, and we're really lucky. Um, you know, there's a lot of great actors in Arizona, by the way. I just want to plug that
I
because
agree, bro. I agree.
I started it in LA with this, and there's obviously a ton of actors out there and a lot of talent, and the whole industry is big out there. But then I came out here and I really had no idea what to expect. And it's great, man. The actors out here are phenomenal. And so I think it's just a little bit of like um, the expectation is that Arizona is a small market, so you know the quality isn't there, but it's absolutely not true. Phenomenal talent out here.
Oh, Arizona's growing, and we're coming, bro. And I
We
agree.
are.
The film community here is honestly super badass, and I'm happy to be a part of it. And there's a few people that I want to work with too, and I just know it's only a matter of time, bro. And okay, let me get back to asking you questions, bro.
No, it's all good. It's fun to
Because
chop it up like
we
this.
that's what I'm saying. We could chop it up about all that stuff, like the whole episode. Let me see. So, have you ever had a crazy experience that's happened to you on set?
Oh, yeah, I'm certain I have. Yeah, so again, the less glamorous side. I shot in LA. This is one of my earlier jobs. It was a commercial for Stella Rosa wine, and it was February, and the scene was a rooftop party. And basically, you know, a lot of productions out there are 12-hour shoots, and they'll like take it up to the 12th hour. So we had a noon call time. We got there, and there was like over 100 of us there in this old building.
Hmm.
And the last scenes that we were doing were on this rooftop, and so it's like 10 to midnight we're up there, and the girls are in cocktail dresses, and it is freezing cold out, man. It was in the 40s, and there were like two little space heaters. And so we would do a shoot, and everybody's, it's supposed to be summer. We're having fun, drinking Stella Rosa wine, right? And in between takes, everyone's just running over and like taking a second at these space heaters, freezing. Um, and one other time actually out here, I was doing a shoot for they're like inflatable pool toys, and they shot up at Lake Pleasant, and we had a 7 a.m. call time, and it was another guy and two girls, and they took us out into the middle of Lake Pleasant. So it's like 7:30 in the morning now. We're in bathing suits, and it was January, and it was again 40 degrees, freezing, and they put us on this giant inflatable swan, um, the four of us, and it was so cold, man. So I've got a couple of tough stories around being freezing cold on set, but
It's the stuff we don't get to see, man. The stuff we do
yeah,
for entertainment, you know.
exactly. Yeah, definitely not all glam, but it's for the good of film.
No, absolutely. Another question for you, man. What is your favorite genre to perform?
My favorite genre is drama, and it's because we don't get, again, we have so much commercial work out here, which
Hmm.
is a lot of happiest day of your life. You're having a great time. This is the product, that kind of thing. That anytime I get an opportunity to flex my emotional range and uh, dig into those deep emotions, um, I really enjoy that. That's my favorite thing to do, to access those emotions. And so I've had, uh, yeah, two music videos really where I got an opportunity to explore that, and I just love it.
Nice. Are the music videos out already?
They are, yeah. So, one, I think, you can pretty much find everything on my Instagram, which
Okay.
is just Jacob.Letman. But yeah, the most recent music video was really worth watching. It's called Fallen, and it's by Rorschach Test.
Bet I'm
Anyway,
gonna need. I'm gonna get all the links too. I'm gonna get all your
okay.
socials, your Facebook, your Instagram. I'm gonna get those YouTube videos. I'm gonna put it all in the description below.
Yeah,
So I
awesome, man. I
got you
appreciate
covered.
that.
Yeah, definitely got you
Cool.
covered on that, bro. So aside from Christian Bale, is there another actor that you look up to?
Uh, Johnny Depp is another one. I know we were talking about pirates earlier.
Mhm.
Um, the different characters that he's able to portray. Man, I love that range. And um, when you've played one character, yeah, to be able to play a huge range of characters says a lot to me. It just shows how you're able to transform yourself. And so, yeah, Johnny Depp's another one that I really appreciate his work. And
Yeah, he's a
this is
powerhouse,
a
bro.
little bit cheesy, baby. Maybe some ladies will appreciate this. I don't know. A great film is Chocolat with Johnny Depp, and it's an older film, but it's a great story and really good acting, and I recommend it if people haven't seen it.
Okay, that's one I gotta see because I haven't seen it. What is it called again?
Chocolat. So
Chocolat.
yeah, like chocolate, but without the e. So
Okay,
just yeah,
very
it's
cool.
worth it, man. It's worth it. Trust
No,
me.
if you say it, I believe you, bro. I'll definitely give it a good watch, man. So what genre? I know you mentioned drama, and that is one that you what like to play whenever you get an opportunity to play. What's one genre that you haven't had a chance to play that you would love to explore?
Yeah, comedy. I also really appreciate good comedy, and not a knock on current productions, but kind of. I feel like there used to be a lot more uh, witty comedy, and so the things that make people laugh are usually really intelligent and not just cheesy. I think like Wedding Crashers is one of my
Good
faves.
movie.
A good movie, right? And it's good acting, and it's funny and it's witty, but it's not slapstick. And so I really appreciate that. And, making people laugh, making their lives a little bit better, that is something that I think makes life worth living. So I would really welcome the opportunity to be in a comedy performance also.
That'd be fun, and that'd be fun to see you in a comedy realm, bro. I think that that'd be, and of course, I mean that in a very good way. And I say funny because it's comedy, but I
Yeah,
think you
yeah.
would kill it in comedy, bro, for sure.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Maybe
Let me
we'll
see.
have to throw together some comedy skits.
We can, bro. I'm super down. You know,
Yeah.
that's the thing. I was talking to another one of my buddies, and he was also mentioning about getting like a group text together,
Cool.
of just other artists keeping each other hype. What's our schedule? Because a lot of people do talk about it. I've been
Yeah.
around that as well, and but nobody will show up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So if I got to do it by myself, I kind of, I will. If I got to shoot it off my phone, I will. There's certain ways you can play around with it to get the scene and point across, but I'm super down to do that. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So right
Cool.
now, I mean, I'm working Monday through Friday, but weekends are fairly open. But I'll get you on that group chat as well, bro. So
Yeah, that
nothing's been
sounds good.
created yet. It's still in the air, but I'm gonna let him know to put it together, and we'll get you in there, bro, for sure.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
absolutely, bro. Let me see. Would you rather self tape or go in person for an audition?
Oh, another
Oh,
good question.
oh,
So when I started, I was living in Orange County, and I was traveling up to LA for auditions. And depending on traffic there, it could take up to 3 hours to get there or get home. And so you would get there, you'd sign your name, you'd wait in the room, you go in, you'd slate, you give your audition, you're done in 5 minutes, and then you're sitting in traffic on the way back. So,
dang, bro. Yeah.
um, so in that situation, man, I would have killed for self tape auditions back then. And I do like it for the convenience. Um, but there's also something irreplaceable about the in person audition. And boy, I tell you what, man, you could probably relate, but in person audition with a job that you really want, that'll get your heart pumping.
It really will, bro. I'll be honest with you. Any audition that's in person gets my heart pumping.
Yeah, yeah, it
But if it is
does.
one that you really want, of course, you're doing a little bit extra. And it's always the ones that you don't expect that you're probably going to book.
That's
But
true.
no, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
How do you feel about cold reads?
Um, yeah, I'm open to cold reads for sure. I mean, the good thing about them is that the expectations I feel like are pretty low, and it also gives you an opportunity to kind of flex your improv skills and see how quickly you can come up with um, what the character might be. But I mean, anytime that I have an opportunity to do more character creation, I'll obviously welcome that because I just want to put out the best product that I can, and I think that helps everybody. It helps you, it helps production as a whole. So, but again, for the good of film, we do what it takes.
Absolutely, bro. 100%. So how old are you now, bro?
I'm 34. Or
34. I'm
yeah.
32. I know some
Okay.
people don't like to say their age, but it leads into my next question. So you're 34. If there was one piece of advice you can give your 18-year-old self before you got into show business, I know you said you started young, or for somebody who's watching this who's just getting started in show business, what would be one piece of advice that you would give them?
It's a marathon, not a sprint, and success it rarely looks like what you think it's going to look like. So just continue to work on yourself, stay positive, think good thoughts, put good out there, and follow your heart. Um, I think that if you do that and you're a good person, you put good out there, that good things will come to you eventually, and you can't lose with a good heart. So yeah, that's what I would
Absolutely,
tell
bro.
myself.
What a way to end that one. Yeah, you definitely can't lose if you have a good heart. I agree. If you put whatever you put out, you'll get back. Definitely what you reap is what you'll sow. I have my other question, but it just fled my mind, bro.
That's okay, man.
All right. Let me see here. This is why we got it written down, right? So, what does an actor mean to you, or what does being an actor mean to you?
Yeah, being an actor means understanding people, and really the best acting is being. And I think that's probably cliche at this point. I think a lot of people say that, but it's so true. And a huge part of it is understanding other people and listening and observing and trying to put yourself in other people's shoes, to what they might be going through or experiencing, and feeling compassion for that. And the more that you can do that, the more that you can understand people on a deep level. And the more you understand emotions, and you're a deep feeler and thinker, I think that's what can take actors far, is being able to access all of that.
Absolutely, bro. And I agree. When you're not working on a film, project, or commercial, actually nothing acting related, what can we find you doing? What are you kind of caught in the mix doing?
Yeah, man. Well, because of you, getting in the gym more, because you're
Let's
just out here
go.
flexing all the time and looking good. And I'm like, man,
Thanks, bro.
I got to keep going, because Martin's going to keep going, and he's going to keep getting bigger and stronger. So,
That's because
uh,
Martin fell off and he's trying to get back on.
dude,
Truth be told.
that's how it goes for all of us, right?
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, I'm big into health and wellness. Um, I want to live a long and healthy life, and uh, so that, and eating healthy foods, going to the gym, sleep is important. But golf, man, I'm also very passionate about golf. Which, if people jump on my Instagram, they'll see that there as well. I teach and I play competitively still, and I love that because it's my opportunity to be out in nature and be competitive. And so yeah, that fulfills me also.
That's so sick, bro. How long have you been teaching golf?
I've been teaching golf for coming up on a decade now, and
Dang.
I started playing when I started playing 24 years ago. So man, that makes me feel old right there. But been going at it for a minute.
What made you fall in love with golf? I don't know if I've already asked you that, but what made you
No,
fall
it's
in
a
love
good
with golf?
question. So I grew up playing basketball and baseball, and I always was pretty good at those. And then when I was 10, I tried out golf for the first time, and I was like, man, this is so freaking hard. And I got addicted. I joke about it, but I tell people that golf is my therapy, and also why I need therapy, because you got to love a little bit of emotional abuse to be a golfer.
I mean, to the physicality side of things, is that where you're kind of leaning towards? Or,
Uh, as far as golf, oh, like what my goals are with.
well, what I was saying is, you meant like it's you needed a therapist.
Oh yeah,
What did you
golf.
mean?
Yeah, so golf is my therapy.
Hmm.
Meaning it gives me some peace, but it's also the reason I need therapy, because it's frustrating and challenging. So it's the whole deal with
Yeah, I know
golf.
the commercial we shot, bro. Because I don't know form, I don't know technique. I'm watching you. I'm watching people there trying to figure it out, swinging slow first, cracking my back because I'm not doing it right. But bro, I was sore for like 4 or 5 days after that, bro. I was like,
Yeah,
what the heck? So
it's a whole thing. It is definitely, it's a rabbit hole.
yeah,
Yeah, but hey, man, you ever want to learn more? I'm your guy. That's for
I would
sure.
love to, bro, for sure. And I'm gonna take you
Cool.
up on that because I've
You
been
got
watching
it.
a few videos on people playing golf, and I used to. What's funny is when I was a kid, I used to make fun of people playing golf. Now I understand it. Now I'm gonna be
Yeah,
the person that gets made fun of, and guess what? I'm here for it.
I love to hear that. It's
You know
true.
what I mean?
Golf was never that cool. It was a bunch of old men in funny clothes, but it's on the rise, man. It's
Yeah.
on the come up.
Yeah, but I'm a fan of nature too, bro. Like me and my lady like to be outdoors as well, whether we go for hikes, go for a walk, whatever it may be. So to be on a golf course, bro, imagine you got all your friends there, whatever, you got a cooler with drinks, you just hanging out, having a good
Yeah.
time. I just don't know if I'd want to do that in the middle of summer. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, I don't recommend it. Only the craziest of us are out there during that time. But yeah, outside of that, it's enjoyable.
No, for sure, bro. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm really hopeful, and I'm putting this out there, that more productions are going to continue coming to Arizona.
Hmm.
And it's really important to me to work on projects that are uplifting and inspiring. Those have always been the movies that I've been drawn to the most, the underdog stories. And um, yeah, there's drama involved with that, but again, it's the good guys win in the end. And so I see myself in 5 years being on something that's more consistent, if it be a series or more film, and just continuing to, you know what, I plan on doing this for as long as I can go. So it's a marathon, like I said,
Mhm.
and I'm just going to keep rolling with it and be grateful for the opportunities that arise.
Absolutely, bro. And I'm always cheering for you, man. I'm rooting for you. You already know Jacob. Any way I can help out, we got to push more for that, for other
Yeah.
artists helping out other artists. Again,
Y-
we understand how this is so much of a solo thing. You want to focus on building your portfolio. And if you don't have anything to start off with, definitely do that. But you're going to have to network and open up eventually if you want to go far. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And sometimes you kind of have to learn. I don't know if it's the hard way, but you're going to learn the way you learn. All that to say is that I love that you emphasized a few times that it is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And again, yeah, man, well said. And I'm cheering for you too. And secretly, I'm cheering for everybody out there
Mhm.
because l- I want us to all feast. I want us to all win. And I'm big on helping people up the ladder. And I love when younger actors who are just getting into the craft ask me questions. I'm always happy to take some time and answer questions and help out in any way possible because yeah, I remember what it was like to first start out, and it's a whole new
Mhm.
world, and you don't know what you're getting into. And people who have walked the path ahead of you, um, that's priceless. So
Yeah, that
I
is very important to never forget, when and why we got started too. When it is
yeah,
somebody who is, looking up to you, looking up to us, they want to reach out. I feel like sometimes I tend to over answer because I get excited that I'm being asked.
yeah.
So I'll give them way more information than they need. You know what I'm saying? So
You know what? We're learning on how to be those mentors as well as we get
yeah,
older. So we'll
no,
refine that
definitely.
craft too.
Exactly. We're trying to chip the bad food off the table.
Yeah, exactly.
But Jacob, I just want to say, bro, thank you so much for joining me on this episode, man. I super, super appreciate it, and I'm so grateful. But is there anything that you wanted to say?
uh, let's see. Closing note. The entertainment industry, acting is a great profession. You're a good man. I'm
Thank you,
grateful to
bro.
be here also. I know this is going to go far. And yeah, may we feast together, my friend.
Absolutely, bro. Cheers to that, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you too.